Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It has been much too long. It's been far too long. It feels like it's been forever. It feels like it's been like a hot minute, but more than a hot minute. It's been like forever a minute and stuff. I know everybody was confused about the schedule, and it was because I mentioned before that there wouldn't be any stream towards the end of the month because they weren't sure if they were gonna ship me out. So I made this schedule based off of if I were to be shipped out, because I originally was supposed to be shipped out. But then I ended up not doing so, which also was okay. It was okay because I gotta catch up on some work, but also I had a lot of meetings. I had a lot of meetings. I had a ton of meetings all week long. Like, a lot of meetings. I met with a lot of people for a future project that we are working on. Still trying to get all that information together so that I can talk more about it. But I'm actually really excited because I don't know if you guys remember one of my goals at the beginning when I debuted. One of my goals was to make a game, and so like I'm excited. I'm excited because that's gonna be coming into fruition, hopefully soon. TM. But yeah, just a lot of conversations going on, and we'll actually have more conversations today, during today's weekly meeting. Well, we'll see. I'm hoping that I should be able to start giving more information about it, because I think you guys being involved and being like super transparent about what's going on every step of the way would be really fun. Really fun to talk about, like, the development process. I don't know about you guys, but I really love seeing like behind the scene things. So like when they have in movies explaining like how certain CGI or how certain graphics happened is very, very interesting, especially since technology has been changing a lot. Like what I guess the big thing was like it moved from green screen to like, have you seen the behind the scenes for The Mandalorian? Or at least I think it was The Mandalorian. I'm pretty sure it was. But they've gone from like green screen to like having giant TVs. And The Mandalorian, it's like he's just in this big cylinder room. But it's like big, giant, round, curved TVs, and so like the background is just moving picture, which is weird and interesting because I mean like I don't know. I remember when TVs used to flicker when you would try to record them or something like that. Like, it's not good. It would never be good if you try to record a screen because of the refresh ratio. But it's just crazy to think that they could make TVs. One, that they can make TVs that large, and two, that they are of quality to be able to record and blend into the background. It helps with like having the proper lighting onto the actor and whatnot. Oh my god, and then if you've ever seen the behind the scenes for Wednesday had some interesting behind the scenes as well, because they had to like mask out an entire person. They had to mask out the thing, the hand. They had like a magician play the hand, and he was in a lot of the scenes, and he's just like in this blue suit. I think it was blue. He was in this blue suit, and he would have his hand there, just his hand and whatnot, all makeuped up, all covered in makeup and everything, and the prosthetics to make him like with all the stitches and whatnot. But like he would be there, and his whole body would be there, and they would have to like build whole sets so that he could be stuck underground or something, or hide his body somewhere under the bed, as opposed to just making a whole CGI hand. Which is very interesting that they did that. They actually had an actor for the hand, as opposed to just CGIing the hand in. Give it that sense of realism, I suppose. Very interesting. I really like watching a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, so I'm kind of hoping that I could provide that. Maybe. Hoping. I'm hoping to be able to talk more about it anyway. But that's that. I'm trying to think if there's any other behind the scenes stuff. There's like old behind the scenes stuff that I've seen, but I don't really remember them too much. Like I've seen behind the scenes for like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but that's like still doing like a lot of green screen. Oh my god, and a lot of the Avenger movies. A lot of the Avenger movies, if you watch the behind the scenes, it's like they're all an entire room of green screen. Like just everything green. Everything is just green screen. What do they do? They have to have like, I think, a blue room, right? The other color is blue for masking. They would have to have a blue room if the superhero is green. What are they? Right? But then Captain America's blue, so he can't be in the blue room. Captain America's blue, so he can't be in the blue room. But are there any superheroes that are green other than the Hulk? Because he's the Hulk. He's green in post. He's green after CGI. But is there any that they just wear green? The Arrow guy. What's his name? Flint. Hawkeye? Oh no, he's not green. I'm thinking about the Green Arrow from the TV show. And it's even the wrong universe. I think Green Arrow is DC, isn't it? Yeah. What would you do? It would have to be a blue room, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, I think it would have to be a blue room. Yeah. CGI, whoever does like special effects and graphics, they're crazy. Mad lads. I don't really have the eye to be able to tell the difference between like real stuff and CG. Like I know a lot of people when they go to movies, they're like, oh, I hated the CG graphics, look so fake and stuff like that. When I go to the movies, most of the time I can't really tell. I'm just like, I don't know how they did it, but they did it. That's cool. That's cool looking. I can't tell the I can't tell the difference. I just let myself be absorbed in the material. I let myself be absorbed in the material, in the story and whatnot. But yeah, I suppose before I get continually distracted, going on with the schedule. Obviously today, the first stream of the month is always just chatting. Always. Just to be able to catch up on things. To explain what the schedule is for the month and what we are doing. And just make sure I talk about things that you guys would be interested in seeing, what you guys would want to see, and all the other stuff like that. And then I have a couple of doodles in. I think I kind of want to do more VTuber melting ice cream. I want to do that. I want to do more VTuber melting ice cream. I think that'd be really fun. And then I have one session of Cardboard Kings just to kind of see how it is. I gotta be honest with you guys. I have to be honest. I accidentally deleted my save file. I accidentally deleted my save file because I was trying to turn off the hard mode feature. And I didn't realize that meant it would completely obliterate my save file. Because there was a check mark for it, and they're like, oh yeah, you sure you want to play without it? That'll override your game. I'm like, yes, I want to play without the hard mode. And when it booted up the game, it completely erased my game, and now I'm very sad because it's gone. And I tried to speed run it to bring it back to where I was before, but well, the stock market isn't the same, and while I'm still starving for money, I have no money, I have no cards, I am struggling as a card shop. I'm struggling. So we'll see. I haven't made it all the way back. I haven't like gotten to the ending of the game again. But maybe I'll put more time into it. I wasn't sure if I should because I'm doing so bad. I'm doing so terrible on this version, on this run, that I'm not sure if I should keep it. So if I end up not doing Cardboard Kingdoms, if I end up not being able to get in a good place, because I do want to kind of collect all the cards. That's a goal. I want to collect all the cards. And there seems to be more story after the initial story. So I don't know if there's still more. You know? There has to be. There has to be, because we have to raise money for plane tickets for the bird, Guisepi. We need to send Guisepi off onto another island. So there has to be more content. There has to be. I think, right? That would make sense, because we only collected, I think, what? Only 3 cards? I think we only collected 3 cards. But I don't know how to get more. I assume getting more would be like establishing, really, like completing the storyline for all of the characters. I feel like there were a couple of them that we finished their talking points, but they didn't give us anything, so I don't know if maybe like we just didn't do the proper talkings or something like that. Maybe. Some of the cards are still like dumb expensive. Very dumb expensive. And I can't get them. And I got like there's like the band cards, but they didn't go up in price any, and it made me sad. But the Kraken boy is still going up in price. He's an expensive homeboy. I don't know why. But I don't have him again. At least I don't think I do. No, I don't really have him. I'm sad. I should have never done that hard mode. I don't know what I was thinking. I struggle enough as is on normal mode. I shouldn't have done hard mode. And now I lost my file and have to start all over, so I'm very sad about that. And then as usual, Tonto on the 16th of this month. And then there's not gonna be any streams again at the end of the month, towards the end, because I think I'm being shipped out to another convention. I think I'm being shipped out. I think the end of the month is gonna be a busy week for Japanime, because I believe that's the weekend where we do like 3 convention showings. So if you guys are in the area, I think there's one in San Jose, there's one in Canada? Was it? Wait, where was it? I think it was the one in Toronto. And where's the last one? Atlanta. Yeah. So 3 different conventions going on that weekend, and I'm being shipped out to one of them. So that'll be very interesting. That'll be very, very interesting. I hope to see a lot of people there, to whichever one I'm going to. It'll be very fun. It'll be very fun. And as always, I will try to take pictures, a lot of pictures, or as much pictures as I possibly can. Sorry. But, you know, I'll just be around the convention. I'll be around a convention. One of the conventions. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me think. I really just want to talk about the new project. I really do. I've been thinking about names. I'm trying to help contribute names for it, and I think I found the perfect name for it. And I'm hoping to be the first. I think I started making Twitter posts about it. I did. I started making slight Twitter posts. Very obscure Twitter posts. But then you guys mentioned the video game, and I'm like, Mega Man? I didn't really realize Mega Man was a waifu and husbando collector. I didn't think there were that many characters in Mega Man. I think I was thinking more along the lines of like Genshin Impact and Honkai and all of those other like gacha games. Wink nudge nudge, but like not exactly a gacha game. Wink nudge nudge. I think actually you guys were showing me that there was a gacha tabletop game. That a gacha tabletop game actually does exist. I should see if I can procure that for research purposes. For absolutely no other reason other than research purposes. Maybe. But no, I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. Which means I'm gonna have to go out on the field and do research and be educated on a lot of things and ask a lot of questions. Hi Grill, how are you doing? Good morning. How have you been? It's been a while. How did you just arrive? I've talked about just about everything already. I've covered the schedule and I've talked a little bit how just like last month, there isn't going to be any streams towards the end of the month because I'm going to be shipped out to a convention. To one of the many conventions that are going on at the end of this month. There's three different conventions that are going on at the end of this month, and I'm being shipped out to one of them. It's been a good time here, honestly. That's so good to hear. Been rescuing a stray kitty outside for the last few days? What do you mean by rescuing? And what do you mean for the last few days? Like, why is it taking multiple days? Is it stuck in a tree? Or are you just feeding? Outside? Or have you taken stray cat in? And yeah, you just snuck in. Heck, one of these days, I hope I can run into you at a con. Absolutely! Are there any cons that you're going to? This year? Any conventions you're going to this year? They've been coming up to your porch. You finally caught them to get inside. What do you mean? So you've been trying to establish a non-fear relationship. They come up to the porch. Do you feed them? Have you been leaving food outside? But then every time they see you, they run away? You're just very nervous about being in the house now. Ah, I see. How young? How small is the kitty? We do have a few cons in Oregon. Ah, so it's not impossible. You know, Japanime has been there a few times. Yes, I can't remember which ones, but I know there are a couple down there. Do you go to every single one of them? Every single one of them. I remember, there was one time that I brought in a stray cat, but my grandma was allergic. Grandmama was allergic to cats, so it couldn't be a permanent thing. It couldn't be a permanent thing, but oh boy did that cat love me. The cat loved me so much. Every time, like, I would be around, just instant rub up against my leg, like, hello. But it couldn't last forever since grandma was allergic. Couldn't be forever. So eventually we just fed and cleaned up cat, and then we let cat go, because I think the cat was not stray. I don't think it was. It was too clean. It was too clean to be stray. Not like dusty or dirty or anything. So that was pretty common. That was pretty common in our neighborhood, where there was a lot of animals that would be randomly wandering, but they actually are owned. So it's kind of like easy to mistake them as a stray. Because there was one time I took in a dog, and I was taking the dog for a walk. Because I procured this dog, right? Keep in mind, when I found this dog, I followed the dog for an hour. A full hour, okay? I watched this dog eat trash. So I assumed that this dog, just to make sure, I followed him for a whole hour, just to make sure, you know, trying to figure out if this dog was a stray or not. So after an hour of following this dog, and trying to see if it like went back home or found its owner or anything like that, I took it inside, fed it some real food, took care of it a little bit, and then like, I think, took it out for a walk, and then like, some neighbor came out and was just like, "Oh, that's the neighbor's dog," and I'm like, "What? Okay." And so brought it back to the owner, and the owner just grabbed the dog and was like, "Get back inside," and I was sad. I was very sad. But yeah, it's very hard. because there's so many animals that wander around outside. We used a big live trap to snag them with some catnip so we could bring them inside. Oh my goodness. No kitties were harmed in the making of our friend's method. Are you gonna keep the cat now? Does that mean you're gonna keep the cat? Give all the shots and everything? Yeah, we gotta see how it works out, since we do have other— oh, you have other kitties already. But they're cautiously sniffed at each other under the doors, so we're trying to be hopeful. I never knew about that. I read up on that. But I never knew that you had to like slowly introduce cats to each other by locking one of them in a room and have them sniff each other through the door. I never knew, but I read about that, and that was very interesting. Heck, yeah, you called all the apartment places and such around us to be safe. No one is currently missing a kitty, it seems, but you were worried about that too. Yeah. That's good that you were able to like contact everybody and ask about it. I didn't know anybody in the area to be like, "Hello, did you lose a dog? Is this dog yours? Didn't have collar, was eating trash, followed it around for an hour, proceeded to try to eat everything it could get its hands on?" If the other kitties in the house do actually get along, yeah, we'll give the new friend a home. Yay! What's the alternative? If they don't get along, what's the option for that? You have to find a new home, right? Or will you just bring Kitty to a shelter? Or will you personally find new home for Kitty? How tiny is Kitty? How old would you say Kitty is? Well, you suppose we gotta find them somewhere, yeah. You'll try to ask friends and such first, but if no one can, we can manage a good shelter here. That's good. That's good to know. That's good that you have shelters. I've gone to, I forgot what the acronym was, but there was a NSPICA or something. The ones that, it's like the shelter that does not do the euthanizing, I think? I forgot what the acronym was. But there were so many animals there, and I didn't realize that they also had pigs. Like, they carried pigs. You can have pet pig. Good morning, Kijor. How are you? How are you doing? Everybody's coming in around this time. Is it better if I were to start stream later? Because I know I start like 30 minutes ago. Is it better if I start an hour later than my supposed stream? Or are you guys always just fashionably late, like fashionistas? You're on your way to work now, you're gonna miss today? No problem. The first day of the month is always just going over the schedule anyway. Just chatting and going over the schedule. It's not like you miss just chatting with me, right, Kjoy? It's not like you miss that at all. No work on Thursday though? Yeah! We're doing doodles! Do you know your work schedule like week by week or ahead of time? Or is it just week by week? Just the beginning of the week? That's when you know when your schedule is? I'm kind of stressed out a little bit because I have a hard drive. Hold on. I have a hard drive that lasts, like, over the weekend, stopped spinning. My hard drive stopped spinning, which stressed me out because obviously I have a lot of files on this hard drive, but it's a hard drive. And I think I've been told that I need to just upgrade to solid state drive SSDs. But SSDs are so expensive. They have less memory and they're so expensive. I am so sad. But depending on how things go, I don't know how much life this hard drive has. But depending on how things go, maybe it is time to try to upgrade to solid state drives. For the better of the memory. For everything. You know your work week 3 weeks in advance. Ah, okay. So what about the rest of the weeks? Are you off? How many Tuesdays or Thursdays are you off this month? You need a new laptop or computer entirely? Oh yeah. I installed some like application or mods onto my computer for music and stuff like that, and I was dumb and I did add everything as opposed to going through and just saying I just want to add the things that I have a license for, and so I added some apps that I don't have the license for, and so every time I turn my computer it always goes, hey, you don't have the license for this app, so we can't function it. And I'm like, well, is there I have to say okay and no every time I open my computer, and I don't know how to go through and try to get rid of it so it stops asking me for a license because I don't have the license. I just want to uninstall it. I want to get rid of it. I thought I did. I uninstalled like everything, all of the apps, all of the mods, applications, plugins. I uninstalled all of the plugins and tried to reinstall the plugins that I only had, but it's still giving me notification for the one that I don't have. And I'm like, man. Current one is ancient. Can't play even HoloCure. Oh my god. Without massive slowdown. HoloCure can kind of get a bit chug-worthy though. HoloCure can kind of be heavy depending on how many enemies are on the screen. It's been a while since I played HoloCure. I should do that. You'd have to check to be sure on that when you get home. You don't commit that to memory, honestly, but I'll let you know in Discord or something. Yeah, absolutely. You get off at 9 today. Very long day. Oh my goodness. I hope you have a long, restful day. I hope you have a good meal, honestly. When you get home from work, I hope you have a good meal. Having a good meal always makes things feel better. Absolutely. So if Thursday's your day off, is it, do you get like 2 days in a row, or is it like 2 random days? Do you get Thursday, Friday off, or do you get Wednesday, Thursday off? Or is it Thursday and some random day? Maybe. There's a lot that's been going on in the community, and it's been throwing my brain for a loop. There's a lot that's been going on. And there's so many things that I want to talk about, but like, I don't know. Like, everything's been kind of crazy outside of the cafe, I think. Outside of the cafe, everything's been kind of crazy. Luckily this week you have Thursday and Friday off, so you're going to be chilling when you get there. Yeah! Alrighty, your bus is here. Okay! Goodbye, Kijor. Have a safe work day. Have a safe trip. I hope your work day is pleasant and alright and not as stressful as it usually is. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for stopping by the cafe. Where's Grill? Grill, where are you at? Are you still in here? Are you still slurping on your bowl of ramen in the corner of the room? Are you still coddling that bowl of ramen in the corner of the room all by your lonesome self? With your pair of chopsticks? Your lucky pair of chopsticks that you bring everywhere, right? Wink wink, nudge nudge, dodge dodge. Lucky chopsticks. Yeah. You didn't have lucky chopsticks? That's not something that you have? Lucky chopsticks only for yourself. Only for yourself. That you bring everywhere. I tried going to Daiso. I went to Daiso some time ago. And they had card games there. But they were like memory card games, like language learning card games. But it was very interesting because all the cards were made out of cardboard. The cards were made out of cardboard, and so it was like definitely feeling like getting a game from a 99-cent store. But two, they were very, very interesting because like they had very interesting card concepts. Did I bring the cards up here? I might have to go find them. I think they might still be downstairs somewhere. But they were like memory, like matchmaking memory, but also like language learning, which was very interesting. It was very, very interesting. There was one game even though that was very interesting, and I think it was like a werewolf game, like Secret Hitler or Night of the Werewolf type S game, because the box definitely also had werewolves on it. And when I looked at the instructions, it said like everybody would be assigned a different role or whatever with different abilities, and you had to try to find out who the bad person was. So it was definitely that kind of game, but it was interesting that it was in a card game form, I guess. Like the whole point was, I mean, I guess all the cards were just to assign you different rules, and that was it. That was basically it, from what I could see. But I have to take a closer look at it. You guess you gotta get some lucky chopsticks now. We do have odd eating utensils from Japan for sure. Odd eating utensils? What do you mean? Some collectible Su-cat utensils? What is Su-cat? What? So old. She's like the Betty Boop. She looks like she would be what Betty Boop was for the US. But she specializes in singing, it looks like. Su-cat is a really old idol anime, yeah. It's like Japan's version of Disco Duck. What the heck is Disco? But it's also got an anime. Hold on. Disco Duck? Did the US have something like Disco Duck? Oh no, what is this? Why does this look like this? Oh no! Live special. I don't have my headphones on right now. Hold on, mute. Disco Duck. Oh no, do I, let me grab my headphones, hold on. I have my output muted, so let me see if I can listen to this. Is it just a band or is this a show? Because this says live midnight special. It's a midnight special. I mean, the songs are jamming. Oh, this beat actually sounds familiar. Like, did they just make parodies? Or am I just being weird? Disco Duck is very safe for work, no worries if someone heard it on stream. Oh, it's not that I'm worried about. It's copyright that I'm worried about, so I'm not playing it for you guys. It was a weird disco hit that played everywhere back in the day. Very weird. So what you remember Disco Duck was like a weird one-time deal? They have a giant duck on stage now. Alright! This duck costume is actually kind of terrifying. But then they have a duck that I can't tell if is a person or a hand. The music is pretty good. This duck has to be controlled by 2 hands. That has to be. I don't like the duck that's on stage. Hold on, do I have a thing? Hold on. Look at that duck. Look at the duck on stage. That duck on stage. Look at that duck. It's cheesy and goofy as heck. That duck, man. I'm like flickering it just in case, because I have had visual copyright before. Thank you very much. What? Hold on. It was just on stage? Disco Duck. Oh! The girls are wearing sailor uniforms. Oh, and they're playing the same song. They're singing the same exact song, but where's the duck? I don't see a duck in this one. See? I don't see a duck in this one, but the girls are wearing such a cute outfit. It's like sailor bathing suit. And it looks like they have tails on. It's like he wanted to be Elvis, but with ducks. Oh, there's the duck. We found duck. We found duck right now. We found the duck! Oh, mama! It's like as if Donald Duck decided to become a musician. Oh, mama! So see, Japan had a cat version of this basically. But as an anime, that must be a lot easier. As an anime, that's so much easier. Hold on, Sue Cat. Sue Cat opening. Opening? The first idol anime. What is this? Let's open. Let's look at the opening for it. Meow! 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 Hold on. I need you guys to hear this. Meow! Meow! Ah! Oh gosh, yeah. The anime got a ton of episodes, but it never got translated in English, so it's very hard to find. You have some files from imported DVDs? Wow! Oh my goodness. How many files? This is so crazy. Meow! Meow! Uh-oh, no meow that time. Meow! Is that actually going to be her voice? Where's the meow? Give me another meow. Meow! No. Meow! 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 You wanted to study early idol shows, so you did some digging? Got all 40 episodes just in Japanese, which you're only so good at. Yeah. The little meows are from the song she got famous for. She got famous for this song, this opening. Oh my goodness. She talks in the show. Meow. Give me more meows. I want more meows. There's also an ending song on here too. This is so interesting. She reminds me of like just the way that she's drawn and her mannerisms. It kind of reminds me of like Mary Tyler Moore, but like Mary Tyler Moore was never a musical. Just that beginning part where she's just like her opening. I don't remember what the song was. It got so popular she became an anime sensation. Really? I have to lower down her audio. It's driving me crazy a little bit. You're not even sure it's the opening. Someone just made a disco song with meowing? What do you mean? That's not the opening? You're trying to tell me that's not the opening? Oh no. It changed to another... I don't even... It changed to like another one. Was it? Sasura... It looks like another musical anime though. There was like a whole different song from Sukat before the anime. Oh, I see. What is this? She's just a music person? Is that the whole premise of this anime? The beginning makes me believe that they were either twins or they were swapped at birth. Missing twins? Long lost siblings? It looks like the same artist as like Astro Boy, I think. It looks like Astro Boy. What am I looking at? Okay, it is a documentary. Huh? No, no sneeze. Okay. The god of strawberries! Welcome into the cafe! welcome in. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Thank you so much. We're just talking about old idol animes, like really old idol animes. Hi, how are you doing? You make all strawberries taste good as the god of strawberries? we have a game about gods fighting each other. You're doing good? Yes, you do? Oh my god, that's an amazing power. But then you also make strawberries like bitter sometimes. And also if you eat too many strawberries, it makes your stomach go blarg blarg. We have deities visiting. Yeah, deities visit the cafe all the time. The door just decides to appear wherever it wishes. And let's random any patron is kind of welcome in. Any random sort from any sort of dimension or universe or anything like that. You like making strawberry jam? Does this upset the gods? No. Unless the strawberries are like your followers, right? Or you consider them or regard them as your child. Because I think there's like different gods of like harvest, right? There's gods of like harvest and people would be like, please give us good harvest, and then they harvest. Gods would be upset about that. They would be like, oh yes, I do my job, I do my purpose, and you guys worship me. You guys worship me, I give you food. You don't want to be in bad standing with strawberry based on higher powers. You suddenly become allergic to strawberries. The god of strawberries laughs upon you. Oh no. Induce the strawberry allergies forever. I have a really good recipe for strawberry milk where you get like I mean honestly it's pretty simple. You just kind of simmer down. You chop up strawberries, you kind of simmer them until they become like a jammy sort of substance. Mix it in with milk and shake it up. Very good. Strawberry milk is good. I know, it's so good. Have you ever made it for yourself or just like at cafes? Either is good, but it's super easy to make, honestly. Honest to goodness, you could even just get like a jar of strawberry jam and just stick that into your milk. Shake that up. It's the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. You're just making your own strawberry jam and mixing it up with milk. So just get strawberry jam, mix that up with milk, cut up a few pieces of strawberries, drop that in there, shake, 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 bam. Easy. You made it before? It's better when you put ice cream in there. Really? Ice cream? Like, as an additive? Or like ice cream as your milk and let the ice cream melt? Melt? Melt. Hi! Hi, Hugatree. How are you doing? Hi. How are you guys doing? The god of strawberry. Tell me more about yourself. Do you play tabletop games? Do you play a lot of tabletop games? I am Akiko. As you can see, you have wandered into the maid cafe trading, well, not trading card game, that's a video game that I'm playing. My maid board game cafe. At your service. You just mix it in a blender. Fair enough, actually. Fair. Oh. Oh yeah, I've done that. That's a strawberry smoothie. That's a strawberry smoothie. I don't know if it's the same thing. But no, I've done that. Strawberry smoothies are really tasty. I do ice cream, strawberries. I get like a bag of frozen strawberries because it's a lot easier to just keep them all in there. So a bag of frozen strawberries, scoops of vanilla ice cream, milk, blend it all together. Makes a wonderful smoothie. Currently you're stepping down from playing games because you be playing them a lot. Video games or like tabletop games? You know, Brazilian lemonade is excellent. Despite its name, you actually put the entire lime, skin and all in there? What? How? Any games at all. Oh. Go touch grass. Go touch strawberries. Go touch some grass. As they say. Roll in it. Although I'm kind of traumatized to roll in grass. I don't think I want to. You already do that daily? Excellent. Excellent. You just throw the whole thing in with some water and condensed milk. It sounds... Are you sure? Hold on, let me look. Brazilian lemonade. You have the whole... You have the whole thing in there. Oh, you have to strain it, don't you? You have to strain it! Cutting out all games sounds rough. It does sound rough. It sounds really rough. I feel like I feel like tabletop games would be an exception. That'd be okay. Tabletop games I think would be okay because you do that in person and you socialize with other people. Like, it's kind of nice to have fun unplugged. You know what I mean? Unplugged fun is nice. And you're socializing in person with people as opposed to being attached to a computer behind a screen all the time. You know what I mean? You already have been gone from gaming for a week already. What have you been doing? Have you been finding new hobbies? Have you been finding new hobbies? Being productive? No withdrawal symptoms yet? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, let's look here. Brazilian lemonade. Click. Cuts the lemons in half, into quarters. Throws them into a blender. Rind it all. Puts them in a blender. Does the straining. Oh, look at that paste! Are you blending? What did they just put in? Was that condensed milk? What about the tiny rinds that you can't get out via the strainer? Like, that's not the finest strainer. That can't be the finest strainer. There's still like tiny rinds. Look, he cuts the lemons, quarters, throws them in a blender, puts some water in there, blends them up, throws them through a strainer, which I don't know if that's like the best strainer. Puts what I assume is condensed milk in there, does another blending process, puts it in a cup and you drink it. Spoon. Spoon. Interesting. Interesting. I'm curious now. I'd be curious to try this. No withdrawals yet. What have you been doing? Strawberry God, what have you been doing? How have you been filling up your days? You're a stronger person than I. Bayashi, spin. He is spinning. He did do a spin. Oh, Bayashi. Oh, you're familiar with the channel. I was like, what is Bayashi? Oh, you know him. You know him. Is he a good foodie channel? I'm a massive foodie as well. Besides tabletop games, I am a massive foodie and I love food and all things food related. You've been making videos and going to work. What kind of videos do you make? Editing videos on your own? Highlight videos? Do you stream? Oh wait, no, not anymore. Playing video games. What kind of videos are you making? Collecting memes. Going to work. Fancy drink stream with Akiko sometime? We can do the lemonade and like get some cursed ramune flavors. What are cursed ramune flavors? I've gone to the store and I don't think I've seen any cursed ramune flavors. He's really good at making food. Let me take a look. I love food channels. Oh. Ah! Oh my god, I must follow this channel. All the food looks so good! But also some of these look a little weird. Oh, he does a lot of mukbang ASMR. Why does this mukbang have so much... Wait. Why do some of these have... Hold on. Am I crazy? All of them have ASMR. All of his food is ASMR. All of his food is ASMR. You make AMV as well? What programs do you use? You have kimchi raw. What? A kimchi what? Why does this... I've never seen this before. Ayo! Is it spicy? Have you had it yet? Have you had it already? Remember, I have like low to like 0 tolerance to spicy. Can't handle my spicy foods. Just saying. Hi Cotton, how are you doing? How's everybody? You've been wanting to try it with friends? The kimchi one? How many do you have? Or just the one bottle? Do you just have the one bottle? You use Adobe Premiere Pro? Ah, I see. You have 4 weird ramen flavors waiting for a special night of quote enjoying. Yakisoba is the one you're curious. Wait, what are all the flavors? What are all the 4 weird flavors? Stop teasing me. Give me the full deets. Yakisoba? Kimchi? What are the other 2? Let me, there's an article here, hold on. We sampled curry, octopus, kimchi, chili pepper, salted watermelon, and corn-flavored ramen sodas. So do you have any of those ones? You have yakisoba, kimchi, french fries, and corn potage. Oh my god. Well, there you go. Now you know there's more weird ramen flavors. Salted watermelon ramen, corn potage. Is that the one you have? Corn potage. The latest special flavor comes following the success of corn potage, or corn soup. Gari Gari Kun ice pops from last year. Oh, it was an ice pop. Hata figured it could work for popsicles, why not pop? After opening the bottle, I could get a very subtle hint of corn. Actually, there seemed to be a buttery scent to it as well. As a big fan of corn and butter, this was very promising. In a soda though? However, after drinking it, I felt something was a little off. The smell gave me a sense of something warm and creamy. But of course, being a soda, it was very thin, bubbly, and cold. The corn taste was pretty authentic, but kind of clashed with the texture. I would describe the corn potage ramen as cool and interesting, but not especially delicious, on par with other pops. That being said, it's definitely worth trying at least once just for the weird experience of it all. You have watermelon with you right now? Watermelon or watermelon ramen? Going to make a smoothie with it later? Ah, real watermelon. Nice! We were also talking about smoothies and milk strawberries. Takoyaki? Ryu ramen, curry ramen. There was a curry ramen. I'm curious. I would be that person too. Grill. I would be that person to just buy these weird flavors to try with friends. I would be that person too. I don't blame you. I would do absolutely all of this. But I would need friends to help try it with me so I'm not suffering alone when I try this. Kimchi ramen. Having easily gone through the Ryu and curry flavored ramen, I wasn't expecting much from the one modeled after Korea's and my favorite spicy pickled vegetables. However, taking an initial whiff made my head snap back. Interesting. This was the real deal and smelled identical to kimchi. That's scary. This is a soda. The taste too mimicked kimchi eerily closely. In a soda? With the pop and the bizzies? The savoriness of the vegetables with that zing from fermenting were both amazingly captured in this drink. Oh my god. I've never eaten kimchi. I don't know what kimchi tastes like. I just know it's spicy and sour, right? It's sour and spicy, right? And sure enough, that same spicy kick came in the back of my throat. But this time was accompanied by a veggie aftertaste. Oh my god. Even more surprising than the similarity with real kimchi was how well this taste worked in a soda form. Oh, you might like the kimchi one. It's damn good, says this review. Ha! Overall, I'd give first place to kimchi ramune, with takoyaki ramune in a close second, and salted watermelon taking up third place. They all had their own unique charm, though, so if you're looking for a different way to cool down in Japan this summer, try out one of these reinvented versions of century-old Japanese beverage. There you go. So corn potage ramune is really just cold carbonated soup. Yes, cold carbonated soup. Absolutely. If you guys have one of those soda streams, just get some soup, carbonate your soup. Try that out. Tell me carbonate your soup and tell me about it. What does carbonated soup taste like? Feel like, taste like. Exactly, you figure you'll like make some takoyaki and we can go through the oddities together. Yes, that sounds amazing. I want pictures of these. I want pictures of these. You love this one music artist named Ty McGarth? This dude somehow manages to turn anything into an anime opening. You just gotta add a lot of beats per minute. Just ramp up beats per minute. Just make it epic as possible. Oh, you can have ramen flavored. Do you have... Well, you have french fries. French fries sounds weird. I'm looking here. On the right side of this article is just filled with really weird stuff. And I'm just gonna read the title of these articles, okay? The treat you've been waiting for. Watermelon chocolate chip cookies. Have I been waiting for this treat? Next one. Do try this at home. 5 foods that you can recreate in taste by combining other foods. Next one. Craving ramen but can't find decent noodles? Transform your spaghetti with this pasta hack. Next one. Yes, Mountain Dew flavored corn chips are a thing in Japan. And they taste ... The cold getting to you? Have a warm drink from a vending machine. That's not too odd. Nissan Cup Noodles soda gives us the flavor of instant ramen as fizzy drinks. Yeah, guys, get your ramen, get your soups, carbonate that. Tell me what that's like. Carbonate your soups. Japanese McNuggets now come with creamy corn sauce. We attempt a potage with it. Pepsi Ghost brings a mysterious new flavor for Halloween in Japan. McDonald's Japan's 8-Nation World Cup menu kicks off next week. We tried Thai and Indonesian ethnic cup noodles. One of them tastes like spicy Fruit Loops. Bacon Soda's new contender is here. Say hello to Unagi Cola! Unagi Cola! Okay. I opened up the Unagi Cola. Grilled eel flavor. The soda is flavored with eel extract, which is said to give it an aftertaste of kabayaki, which is grilled eel that has been marinated in soy sauce base. Interesting. Why is your wife so... What do you mean? I'm just looking at weird articles. This website, this blog website, whatever this is just filled with a lot of interesting food stuff. This is the kind of website or blog I would love to do. I would love to do this. Eel fortified chocolate. What's it like to eat eel from a Japanese vending machine? Unagi pastries contain no eel, but tons of cuteness. That is actually cute. That is very cute. Why is it defensive? I'm not defensive. I'm just saying this is a brilliant website. This is a very, very brilliant website whoever created this website is brilliant and amazing, and I would love to have like a website like this that just eats food and shares their experiences with like-minded individuals who are curious about these interesting foods and would love to read my experience of trying to eat these foods. Oh no, Akiko will leave the board game industry to taste weird and interesting foods for a blog? What have you done? What are you talking about? I eat a lot of food to begin with. Nothing's going to change. I eat food. I love food. I love food already. Nothing's gonna change. I want to look at this. Watermelon flavored cookies. Hold on. For anyone curious, this website is called Sora News. And I guess I'm in the food and drink section. If you like watermelon, you'll definitely want to sink your teeth into these unique treats. Dude, it doesn't even look pink or anything, it just looks like regular chocolate chip cookies. And you won't even have to worry about getting your fingers wet with juice. Oh. Where does the chocolate come in? Why couldn't they just make cookies that tasted like watermelon? Why do they have to be chocolate chip cookies? Because now you put chocolate in my watermelon. That's right! Salt watermelon chocolate chip cookies are now available from Japanese snack manufacturer Ito Biscuits. Japanese has a special fondness for the fruit, as we've seen a whole range of watermelon flavored products over the years, from bagels to elaborate cakes to Pepsi sodas. Heck, we've even seen a portable refrigerator designed specifically for watermelons. Oh my. And now that we have watermelon flavored chocolate chip cookies, we have to say they look truly fascinating. The cookies are made from dough containing actual watermelon fruit. Oh my goodness. Giving them an authentic watermelon flavor and a pretty pinkish reddish color. They don't look that pink. They kind of look pink, but they don't look that pink. They've even added small chocolate chip pieces onto the cookies, which not only provide a delightful bit of sweetness, but also look like watermelon seeds. No, they look like chocolate chips. Plus, the cookies also contain a subtle amount of salt. This is meant to enhance the taste of watermelon and the sweetness of the chocolate. According to Ito Biscuits press release, the unexpected presentation of watermelon as a cookie has already attracted considerable attention from Japanese consumers, and the treats promise to be a delightful surprise when tasted. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. Miss you, Aki? We'll miss you again because you're not streaming the last week of the month. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna... It's just 1 week. Don't worry. It's just 1 week. Sounds like chocolate dipped watermelon. It does, doesn't it? Just get a watermelon, slice discs out of your watermelon, and dip them in chocolate. Actually, that's a thing, isn't it? So maybe it's not that weird. Oh my god, there's watermelon dongle. This is so cute. Bacon flavored soda. Apparently oranges plus seaweed plus soy sauce tastes like tobiko or fish eggs. Apparently. Yeah. Orange plus seaweed plus soy sauce tastes like salmon roe according to this website. If you wanted to know what corn soup tastes like, you get milk and pickled daikon, and that tastes like corn soup. If you want to know what rare cheesecake or a no-bake Japanese version of cheesecake, usually hardened with gelatin, tastes like, you just need to mix together yogurt and tofu. Yogurt and tofu. Interesting. If you want white sauce or creamy sauce, you just need to mix mountain yam, tofu, and salt and pepper to taste. If you want to know what foie gras tastes like, you just need to mix together chicken liver and mayonnaise. And then you get your foie gras. Foie gras? Am I saying that right? That's the one where you rare or raw cheesecake. Let me look again. Rare. It says rare. Maybe it meant raw, but maybe rare like how you say rare, medium, or well done in steak. Fragua. 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 Frua. Are you Frua? But the G is gone now. Frua? That's not the way it sounds. It's fragua, right? If this is true, what a great trick to indulge in classy/cruel food without breaking your wallet or angering animals' rights activists. Soak 15 grams of bloodless chicken liver in ice water for about 30 minutes, then smear it with mayonnaise. Let it sit for one night before cooking. The mayonnaise and saltiness are said to bring out the hidden taste potential in the chicken liver. That's what it says. And that's all you need to do if you want to know what fragua tastes like. Fragua. How did these people find out these combinations? They just taste a lot of things. They are experimentalists, okay? As a professional foodie, you gotta be an experimentalist and try things. You gotta have the courage and wits about you to want to try foods. To see the taste and flavors of absolutely everything. Fragua. Gra? Bonus recipes. Let's see. Sweet potato, sweet bean jelly, and butter equals sweet potato. What is this? Mitarashi dango? Which is kind of a dumpling made from rice flour with a sweet soy sauce glaze. You just need to mix together ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and soy sauce will taste like dango. If you want marron glacé, which is a chestnut confection, you just need sugared red beans and brandy. If you want to know what almond jelly tastes like, you just need silk tofu and chocolate sauce. If you want to know what sea urchin tastes like, you just need Japanese pudding and soy sauce. If you want to know what fatty tuna tastes like, you just need... What? How does this make fatty tuna? If you want to know what fatty tuna tastes like, you just need avocado and soy sauce. Avocado tastes like tuna, guys, apparently. If you want to taste... what? This is weird. If you want to taste pork ramen... Okay, if you guys want to taste pork ramen, which I assume they mean like tonkatsu, so pork ramen. If you want to taste pork ramen, all you need is soy sauce ramen plus vanilla ice cream. Just mix your soy sauce ramen, mix a scoop of vanilla ice cream into your soy sauce, your shoyu ramen, and you get pork ramen. How else do you think artificial flavors are created? You taste it. You taste everything. Mix stuff together to find a cheaper way of representing a specific... yeah, absolutely. OMG, they are just like the main character in Food Wars. Squid and peanut butter. Exactly like that. Absolutely. That's how new flavors are discovered. If you want to taste pork ramen, just take ramen and pork. I know. I know, right? Oh my god, did you see that video that they've like some company has discovered how to make mammoth meat and they turned it into a meatball? They made mammoth meat. But nobody knows what it tastes like. Nobody's tasted it yet. I don't understand why you would go and make this meat and then not taste it. It was just all for marketing ploy. They made this and it's just for marketing buzz and ploy to get like eyes on them. And then like they're not even gonna eat it. Just eat it. For real. Yeah, you got your marketing, but eat it. Tell me what it tastes like. I want to know what a mammoth tastes like. If you want to eat a carbonara, what's a carbonara? Carbonara? That's pasta, right? Carbonara is pasta. It says here you need fried noodles and Japanese pudding. Oh, here's another one. If you want to know what beer tastes like, you just do carbonated water and oolong tea. If you want to know what beer tastes like, oolong tea and carbonated water. That's actually really funny. If you want to know what amazaki tastes like, which is a sweet drink made from fermented rice, you just need black tea, lemon, fresh cream. You imagine it would be similar to elephant. Yes, they extracted some elephant to make that meat. Yes, and they are too afraid to try it. Why are they too afraid to try it? It's for science. They're not true foodies. They're not true foodies if they're not willing to try it. Not that you know what that tastes like. Yeah, I don't know what that would taste like. I imagine pretty gamey though, because it's just like a lot of muscle, right? What kind of weak beer are they drinking? You don't think that would taste like beer? I'm kind of curious now. I'm really curious about that. Oolong tea and carbonated water equals beer. Does anybody have oolong tea and carbonated water to mix together so that they could tell me how that tastes? I don't have carbonated water. Because we think we don't know the mammoth protein will do. It's protein, it's meat. Eat it, nom nom nom. They made it, they artificially made it. They should know what it's made of. They should know what it's made of. And how that would affect the human body. They are scared it will unalive someone? They made it! What kind of weird things did they put in this? It's like, I've seen a lot of documentaries where they've made, like, artificial salmon. Artificial salmon. And I think there's some, like, artificial meat. Like, lab-grown meat. Not like the Impossible Burger where it's just, like, vegetable substitute tastes like meat sort of thing. It's like lab-grown meat. Lab-grown meat and lab-grown fish. And like they've made X amount and they've been trying to make it taste. I think the one that does the fish, they actually do taste it. So kudos for them. Okay, kudos for them. They've actually tasted their own product. Hold on. Oh, I still want to follow that. Hold on. Lab-grown salmon. But like they're trying to make the grafting look they're trying to make the grafting look more real. Can lab-grown meat be the future? Let's see. Okay, you can just look at this picture. Look at that. Look at that. That's not real salmon. That's fake salmon. That's fake salmon. Right there. It will act as a retrovirus and turn them into Neanderthals. This is fake salmon right here. Look at that. Look how neat. They're trying to make it look more and more like salmon because, like, I guess the earlier versions didn't have the white patterns to it. Look. You just at the weird ingredients that we will have a tasting party to try all those weird combos. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. They're not for sale anywhere except in Singapore. Look at that. That's not real salmon. Wait, why is this in San Francisco? They just said only available in Singapore. Show me more of the salmon. I want to see. Hello? Did I hear something? So they have... Look at that! They'll eat it! They'll actually eat their own product! Look at that. True foodies. True foodie, scientific enthusiast. Oh my god, I believe in your science. You eat your own product, yes please. You don't just do it for the clout. No clout chasers here. They eat their own product. They are not afraid. True scientists right here. Mad lads. And so they take... It's like they're fermenting salmon cells to grow it. Mad lads. They are true mad lads. Oh yeah, that's what it would look like. Just a blobby mess. If they just let it grow freely, it's just a blobby mess. So then they have to have like this square grid to have it graft onto and have it give that similar. Yeah, salmon fillet becomes the final product. I just want to see more of the salmon be cut. Hold on. Look at this. He tests it. He makes real dishes from it. Finally. He says it finally looks like real salmon. Look at them eat more. Eating their product. A wet salmon jerky. That was the first prototype. Wet salmon jerky. Same mouthfeel, same fattiness. Yes, try it for yourselves. Look, see? See? Eat your salmon. Yeah. I want to try this. I like trying like all of these weird things. I've tried the Beyond Meat. I've tried the Impossible Burger, I think. I like trying those different alternatives and whatnot. Food. I like trying food. I like all the videos of him just slicing the fish. Look at them continue to eat it. Yes, continue to eat your product. Absolutely. Yes, continue eating your product. No repercussions whatsoever. Not afraid. Not afraid. Have no fear. You are the best! What do you mean? For science. What is meat? Darn FDA. Darn FDA, look at them. They've been eating their own product. FDA, approve it so that I can eat it too. I want to eat this. Whoa. It's expensive. Look at how beautiful that is. Just give me a whole brick, man. Give me a whole brick. Smoke this up. Turn it to smoked salmon. They have to expand. They have to expand. They have to. This company is called, I think, Wild Type. That's what they kept saying. Show me more fish cutting. Yeah, fish cutting. Whew. Are you artificial too? Did they make artificial tuna? Wild Type. If you guys are curious, Wild Type. Yes, show me more food. Uh-huh. Oh, it's a bit pale. It's a little pale. But it still looks good. Honest to goodness, it still looks good. But would the meat turn white, just like real salmon, when cooking? I'm not quite sure. I guess they've just been eating it raw, haven't they? Maybe. They've been using a lot of, like, sushi restaurant type environments. Yeah, when cooked. You know what? I never thought about that. This video doesn't show any cooking of the salmon. Now that I think about it, there's no cooking. It's just been raw eating. Well, then again, since it's lab grown, it's safe, right? It's safe to eat it raw? Maybe? Would you eat lab grown fish? Yes, show me more cutting of salmon. Would you eat lab grown meat, the meat of the future? Look, this is 3D printing meat. Meat tech. Meat tech. 3D printing meat. Look at that. That looks a little disgusting though. It looks a bit more wet. It's safe? Yeah, it's safe. Sterilely made. Lab grown, right? No issues with like raw meat or anything like that. You don't need to cook it, right? Oh my god, look at that. Plant-based alternatives or lab. That. Oh, that looks like spam. Real salmon is safe to eat raw? Really? Was there like no parasite issues or anything? I mean, I don't get me wrong, I've eaten salmon raw, it doesn't matter. I've eaten salmon raw. Show me more of this lab-grown meat. They're making ground beef. Are they eating these or just testing? Please tell me you eat your science. Look at how beautiful those are. Those are kind of interesting. Show me. Wow. Did they eat it? Oh my god, 300,000 to make. They ate it at least. Show me more. I want to see more. Look at those tiny little slivers of 3D printed meat. Depends on the source of the salmon. There's definitely a parasite risk, especially with farm salmon. Yeah. More risk with farm salmon? You think being in a contained facility would be easier to control the environment? Yeah, if bears could do it, why can't we eat them? I mean, bears have a different kind of... It's like... Why bears, though? It's like goats can eat things, why can't we? But then again, goats have like 2 stomachs, don't they? Goats eat anything. They straight up eat garbage, and they're fine. Goats eat just about anything. It's not entirely contained. I guess that's fair. Not clean enough. You don't know, you think you're stronger than a bear. But bears go into hibernation. You can't go into hibernation. You can't survive the winter. You can't like eat forever and then go to sleepies for a whole winter. This 3D processing thing, like, is so interesting. That is so interesting. Look at that tiny steak that they're making. Hi, Matt! You're just stopping by to say hi. It's election day today. It's cold out. Please stay warm, Matt. Thank you so much for stopping by. Also, bears have a shorter lifespan than humans generally. I mean, that's fair. A lot of animals tend to have shorter lifespans, don't they? So they still need to develop, but how do they make them develop? Look at this weird liquid. Oh, that's creepy. That's so creepy. Is the meat moving while they're done, like when they're done printing? It's like a live meat. Are they alive? Look at the liquid meat. That's liquid meat. Yep. Liquid meat. It's so tiny. Chicken nugget. Did you try the KFC had like fake chicken nuggets at one point in time? That was very interesting. Fake nuggets. Okay, that's enough of that one. Oh my god. Enough of that. Enough of that. Try HCM. Ow, ow, ow. Hi. Good luck in selecting your leaders. If you say you're stronger than a bear, you have never seen a bear either. This is fair. Bears are scary. You forget how big bears are. Bears are really big. Good luck on. Yeah, good luck, Matt. Good luck. And stay warm. Absolutely stay warm. I've noticed that it's been pretty cold. The wind has been going off for a while. It was really windy last night when I was trying to go to sleep. It was very noisy. Have you seen a grizzly? No. But I've seen a sun bear and they look really derpy. Sun bears look really, really special. Was bigger than your car? Oh my god, that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. You meant black bears? Brown bears are big puppies. Wait, which ones are the safe ones? Black bears are safe? Grizzly and brown bears are the dicks. Grizzly and brown bears are the ones that are jerks. Black bears are cuddly puppies. According to Matt. According to Matt. So if something happens, blame Matt. Bears are big. You also forget pandas are bears. Pandas are lazy. Pandas are lazy. That's the reason why they're endangered. They're too lazy to procreate and continue their bloodline. All they want to do is eat. No bears are safe. No bears are safe. Absolutely none of them. Lab-grown fish. I have to stop looking at food. I have to stop looking at food. That is it. No more food! For all of you latecomers into the stream, as I've mentioned before, this is the breakdown of my schedule. Obviously, the first stream of the month is always just chatting, just to catch up with you guys. It's always fun to catch up with you guys. Ask what kind of things you look forward to, what kind of things that you kind of want for me to plan in the future. Talk about upcoming things and events, and all the other stuff, yada yada yada. Wonderfulness, wonderfulness. And then I have a couple of doodles set up. I had so much fun doing the ice cream. I kind of want to make a little bit more, or a couple of other ice creams. And then we have more cardboard kingdoms. Cardboard kings, hello, cardboard kings. But I have to admit to you guys that I accidentally deleted my save file, so I've been trying to speedrun to get to where I was before. But it's not the same gameplay, it's not the same. So I'm very poor in this run. I'm very, very poor, I'm struggling. And then we have Tandakure. Oh, well. That's why you forget pandas are bears. You just think they are lazy, but they have claws and teeth and all. This is true. They do have claws and teeth. Don't get close to them. Obviously, if they're agitated, they will defend themselves. But, like, if they are non-threatened in their daily life, they are just too lazy. They are too lazy. But of course, they will defend themselves if they have to. They are very aggressive. They can be aggressive. I think the worst bear of all bears are koala bears, right? Or drop bears, as they call them. Most vicious bears that aren't even really bears. They're, what's it? Marsupials? Right? Not even real bears. They're not even real. They're not even real. Not even bears. But they call them drop bears. They're like tiny bears that hang out in trees and launch themselves down at unsuspecting tourists to maul them in the face. Oh, brutal. Absolute mad lads. But not the kinds you ever want to meet. And then we'll end things off in doodles. And then for the last week of the month, I will not be available. I will be shipped out to a convention. One of the many that are happening that weekend. But yeah. Your ice cream doodles are cute, you love them? I'm so glad. I want to do more. I do want to do more ice cream doodles. I'm looking forward to it. I want to do more. And then hopefully in the coming days, I want to talk a bit more about certain upcoming projects. Maybe? Some things that are in the woodworks. I don't know. It all depends on what's going on with the meeting today. There's gonna be a lot. There's a lot to cover in today's meeting, so I'm probably going to be in a meeting for like hours today. I'm gonna be in a meeting for hours today, I think. You'll miss your wife at the end of the month? It's only 1 week. You can survive without me. I'm thinking about doing some other things. If I have some time. If I have some time, I'm thinking about doing a couple of other things to try to help more content. Try to see if I can make more content. But things are gonna be busy, but also like I have to try to squeeze time because I'm very slow at making content, like me and myself personally. So we'll see. We'll see. You did this last week. You missed it. I'm sorry. I was still kind of around. I saw that you guys were looking for me, that you missed me in the Discord. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not scheduled for the last week, but I had a bunch of meetings all week long. I had a lot of meetings with like other for future projects. I had a lot of meetings for future projects. Trying to get things put together and whatnot and situated. Talked to a lot of people. It was pretty exhausting. I feel like I did like a mad speed run of like meetings with as many people as I possibly could. It was like a friggin' speed run. And I'm hoping I did okay. I'm hoping that I did okay and like explained the different projects that are coming up and whatnot. That's okay. I hope you don't get bored doing your meetings. If anything, I'm always like a nervous wreck. I'm always such a nervous wreck during these meetings, right? Because it's like always right before the meetings, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be talking with so and so about so and so, and I have to be really professional and you know, and make sure that I present things in a very cordially manner and everything, and explain, and you know, you have to be good at explaining things at meetings, and it's just like you just have to have a different headspace. You have to have a different headspace. You have to be like really calm, you know. Breathe. You can't forget to breathe. Breathing is very essential in meetings. I don't know if you know this. If nobody's ever told you that you need to breathe in meetings, well then they don't know how to do meetings, because breathing is very important. But yeah. And then I'm also stressed because I just found out that there's a possible competitor for the project that I'm working on. There's like a possible competitor, and I'm like, man, no, not like this. No. It's stressful. It's stressful. Because it's like, I don't want to have to compete. I don't want to have to compete. I just wanna fulfill my dream of making a game. I just want to fulfill one of my goals this year of making a game. Yeah. Competitors are scary. Competitors are scary. I'm just hoping. So now I have to be like, yes, more professional, more cordial. Bring things together and make things more, you know, better. Like, you know, I will be the rival. I don't know about that. Rivals are there for a reason. Rivals are there to make you better, okay? Not so much that you will beat the rival. Rivals are there to make you better. To make sure that you know that you aren't the only one out there, and that you always have to keep doing better. Rivals like Gary Oak, oh yeah, they remind you to be a better person. May the dice roll in your favor? I hope so. I sure hope so. Speaking of dice, I saw some light up dice. There's some dice on Amazon that lights up, like it has LEDs in them, and then the case is its charger, and each of the dice has these little metal prongs that charges them up. It's kind of really cool, and I have kind of want them, but man. Love you, Aki. Will give you all the best of luck. Thank you. When I'm able to talk more about it, I want to be as open as I possibly can and try to talk and get as much feedback as possible. I'm hoping to get more and more feedback and more intrigue and more people stopping by to check out the project. I think it'll be very interesting to watch like the process, but how slow it is. How slow this process is. I hope it's not boring for you guys to watch the process. I hope it's not boring. Because I feel like it's gonna be boring. Because a lot of the early stuff is just like prep planning and figuring things out, right? You got some at Gen Con last year that glows, like glow in the dark? They don't light up, but the glowing is cool. Glow in the dark dice? I think I have some that react to black light. Like they're iridescent or something like that, and they glow at about black light. Those are really cool. They change colors and glow. I like those, but then also, how often are you going to be playing in an area with black light? Like, I don't think I've ever been to a board game cafe where they light their area with black light. I don't think I've ever been to a board game cafe that does that. Hi Kijoy, how are you doing? Welcome to your lunch. What are you having for lunch today? I would have to be playing D&D at like a club, like a nightclub. I'd have to be playing some games at a nightclub in order to get this blacklight effect. You're having a buffalo chicken mac and cheese before you go to work. Before you go to work? I thought you were at work already. You have lunch before work? Do you have lunch at work? Like lunch break? You head to work, then you have lunch, then you go to work, then you have a break where you eat another food meal, and then you go home, and then you have good dinner. And dinner is good for you. Very good. Hmm. Hmm. I think a lot of the things that will come up in production for some projects is needing playtesters. I think that's gonna be the hard thing. Playtesters are very vital and important. They are the backbone, bread and butter for all games functionally and like to function very well. Would be cool for a cyberpunk game. Have a blacklight setup to set the ambience. That would be really cool. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That would be pretty cool. What kind of nightclub are you going to? Wait, do not all nightclubs have black lights? I imagine nightclubs that have like it's always like the lights are turned off and they have a lot of spotlights that just like dance around the floor and swirl about and get pointed into your eyes and make you blind for like 2 seconds. Like the lights that swirl about and like dance. The spotlights and a lot of the lights that flicker on and off. Right? And then do they not have black lights? Are none of those lights black lights? Or is that like rave clubs? Rave is like the ones that have all of the light up stuff and the glowing. Have a rave? Going to a rave? You start at 12:30. It is 11:56 now. Yours are loud and boring because it's just drinking and dancing. That's what I'm saying. It would be so it would be so unusual, right? Because you wouldn't be able to actually play D&D if you brought your D&D set and group with you to a nightclub. It'd be too loud, you can't play D&D, it'd be too dark, you can't see what you're looking at. So it's just like, if they do have black lights at dance clubs, would not be worth it. It would look funny. People would look at you and be like, what in the world? And then you'd be like, roll for initiative! What? I said roll for initiative! Was it worth it though? Was it worth it to make your black light dice glow? I don't know, man. You just have to have like a special game room set up and just have that one special black light that shines above the table. Be like, hey man, why you have that one black light? Like, it's for my special dice. It's because I got special dice that looks really cool, but listen, I need a black light for it to look cool. It's a little worth it to play. Just have your own setup and just bring a black light with you. Just bring your own black light to your game sessions and install it above the table. Have like a floor lamp that's a black light and shine it at the table. There you go. Problem solved. You don't need to go to a nightclub. Just bring your own black light. Install a black light into your ceiling or in the room. There you go. Tell everybody to dress up in really cool black light attire. Yeah. But then it'll also be very dark and you can't do D&D anyway. Alrighty, y'all have a good one. You're off. That your food is here. You're gonna eat and head to work. Shouldn't be too busy today, but tomorrow's gonna be it. It's still close enough to the first of the month, and we have a sale that. Oh no! The sales! Is it a big major sale? Massive sale? Yeah, that'll do it for you. That'll do. Big sale, massive sale. Absolutely. Well, I hope it's not too bad for you, Kishore. And I hope you enjoy your day. I hope it's not too crazy. I hope you enjoy your day today. And I hope it's not too crazy at your work tomorrow. Oh. Interesting. There we go. I've been watching a lot of shows. I think I've been binging a show on Netflix, and I'm so frustrated at the show. I don't know if are you guys familiar with the show called Lock and Key on Netflix? It's a really cool concept and it's a really cool show, but also all of the people are dumb. All of the people are dumb, and I get frustrated because they do a lot of dumb things that make me frustrated. Like, let's bring... Like, I have... Like... You've been meaning to read the comic? Is there a comic of Lock and Key? So it's based off of a comic? It's based off of a comic? Okay, okay. There's like a lot of things that they do, like a lot of dumb things that they do, which is just serves to move the plot along. But like, it's like, why? You don't have Netflix? No, that's fine. Yes, it's based off of a comic. Okay, I have to not read into what... There's like 3 seasons of it right now. It is really interesting, but also like, I get so frustrated at some of the characters because it's just like, one of the big ones that upset me was like, the bad guy had this crown, and the good guys found the key that activates the crown. And so, 2 of the people were like, the crown is at my place. I'm gonna go back and go get it. Like, after they found the key, they're like, I'll go get it and bring it back. Right? I'll go get it and bring it back. Mind you, bad person might be there. So, logic would dictate, here, you guys found the key. Hold on to the key while I go get this crown. Okay? You guys hold on to the key that can make the crown work. I'll go get the crown, which is at my place where the bad guy is staying at. So like, we're going into the lion's den sort of thing. No, that's not what they did. That's absolutely not what they did. They did the stupidest thing ever. They were like, I'll go back there where the bad guy stays and go get this crown, and I'll take the key with me that activates the crown. So if I get caught, I'm totally delivering the key to them that activates the very powerful crown. Please, grind my brain up. Please. And guess what happens? They get caught. They give the key to the bad guy. The bad guy has the key that activates the very powerful crown. Ah, yes. Sounds smart. Sounds smart to leave absolutely. Sounds smart to leave the key so that if you do get caught, you're not giving everything that the bad guy wants to the bad guy. Like, oh my god. So many things could be prevented as long as they didn't bring the activator to the crown that the bad guy was trying to figure out how to activate. Was trying to look for the activation key. If they just left the activation key instead of delivering it right to the bad guy's hands because they got caught, oh my god, why do these people not think? That's like one of the biggest things that frustrate me because it like every big mistake that they do costs a lot of casualties. Like a lot of casualties. And I'm just like, these could have been avoided. This could have been avoided, and this could have been avoided, if this and this. And so like, another thing that for the show that makes me super paranoid is when they use the keys, I'm always looking if the blocking, the cinematography, shows them taking the key out. Because that's also another thing that frustrates me. Like, it drives me crazy because I have to go under the assumption that they either left the key or they took the key or something like that. And the reason why this is important is because the bad guy cannot take keys from the good guys who are descendants of the key makers, okay? But if anybody else is holding the key that is not a descendant of the key makers, the bad guy can take that key. The bad guy can take that key from them. The bad guy can take keys from doorknobs. The bad guys can take keys from anything as long as it's not being held by the people that are descendants of the key makers. Okay, this is all very, very important information. So like anytime they use a key, I'm always like trying to look like, did they take the key out? Did they take the key out? There's so many scenes where they've left the key blatantly in the freaking door. They've left the key in the door, and I'm just like going crazy thinking like, did the bad guy take it? Did the bad guy not take it? There was even one scene that I got really annoyed at where the good guys allowed the bad guy to use a key, right? And this is before they didn't know that the bad guy was this bad guy. Okay. They like, because the bad guy was disguised as a friend. The bad guy was disguised as a friend, so they let the bad guy disguised as a friend use the key, okay? And this is like the second time. The first time, they used the key, the bad guy came and left, right? So they left the key in the doorknob. They didn't bother taking it with them, okay? And so they got the key back eventually. But then the second time, they left them unattended. And the bad guy took the key out of the door. And it's just like, nobody asked about that. Nobody questioned that. They have the scene where the bad guy took the key. But yet, nobody questions like, hey, I let you use that key the other day, and it wasn't in the doorknob. Did you take it? Like, nobody, there is no follow-up for it. And I'm just like, are these kids dumb? Do they not keep track of what keys they have possession of? These keys are very important, and they don't keep track of these keys. Akiko stealing keys. I'm not stealing keys. It's this show is driving me crazy. Okay, nobody is asking about the key that the friend used and never returned. Nobody's asking about it, and that frustrates me. And you want to know another thing that frustrates me? You want to know another thing that frustrates me? So this key that they took is the ghost key. It basically turns you into a ghost. It kills you. It essentially kills you and turns you into a ghost. Do you want to know one of the biggest things that frustrates me? Is that these kids, for as much as they don't know anything about these keys, they don't know anything about these keys, but they have so much. Like, they have access to some information. They have access to information that they never use. And this boggles my mind and pisses me off, because it's just like, I sit there and I'm just like, if I was in this situation, there's like a couple things that I would do, and that it takes them forever to figure out themselves, and that there's like a lot of things that they don't utilize. Ghost key wall hacks? Yeah, no. So like, let me explain one of the things. Okay. So like, the ghost key, they only find out that this ghost key is a thing. This ghost key is so underutilized. Let me just express that. Let me just stress how underutilized this ghost key is, okay? It's used like twice by these kids, and it's dumb, okay? The first time it's used, obviously it's the kid finding out what it is. And on his first time finding out what this ghost key is, he goes to the cemetery, meets his great-great-grandfather, who tells him information like, oh yeah, like his parents, the kid's parents would play with the keys all the time, that they use the keys all the time. Okay? This great-great-grandfather is a resource for information, knows about the kids, their parents, knows about the keys, probably knows what every single key does, probably is the person that made these keys. He knows. But you know what they do? They never visit him again. They never decide, hey, by the way, our great-grandfather is in the graveyard just chilling there. We could ask him questions. He could tell us what each of these keys do. We could go and visit him. They never do this. Ever. These dumb kids never do it. In fact, the villains actually have more of a brain cell to use this. That's the reason why the bad guy asked to use the ghost key, so that they could go to the graveyard to talk, because they found out. They were just like, oh yeah, Brody talked to our great-great-grandfather. And the bad guy's just like, he's a resource for knowledge. and he uses it to go talk to the great-great-grandfather to ask him for information. These kids never do this, but the bad guy is smart enough to be like, I'm gonna go freaking talk to the person that would actually know how to do these keys, like ask information about these keys. These freaking kids, excuse me, you're all like questioning what these keys do, what they do, like what can you do, how to solve what, and they never go talk to the great-grandfather. I'm sorry, I'm I hate bad story writing. And to me, this is, I love the premise. It sucks though, right? It sucks because I really do love the world building. I love the premise. I love the idea of this, the concepts. I hate bad story writing. And to me, this is very much bad story writing. There's too many things that are like underutilized, that are only done for sheer convenience. Bad mistakes are done not for like they're bad decisions are made not by like character growth development or like character flaws or anything like that. Bad decisions are made for the sheer fact of it would be too convenient for them to actually be smart. It would be bad for them to be smart, so they have to make them as dumb as possible, because there are so many things that could have been solved if they were legitimately smart and had brains. So in order to make the story go on, they make them as dumb as possible. Like, if you had half a brain, you'd be like, whoa, great-grandfather, and he told you this information, and he's the great-grandfather, so he probably knows how these keys were made, what they are, and stuff like that. There's a lot of times where they get a key, and they're like, I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this key is. Guess what? Guess who would know what that key is? Wow, probably the great-grandfather who knows all about the keys. But no, let's not talk to him. They never talk to this great-grandfather at all. Ever. They're so dumb. You want to know another dumb thing they do? And this is something that like makes me super angry, is that they have this key that like allows you to go into people's minds, right? It unlocks your mind. It unlocks and allows you to have access to your own mind. Okay? And they find out that there's one of their dad's friends that's in she's in a psych ward or something. She's a, what do you call it? Like in a vegetative state. She's just there. Okay? She's broken somehow. And they know this. They discover this. So like after they quote think they got rid of the bad guy, there's so many things that they are so dumb about. So many things. After they got rid of the bad guy, it just never occurred to them to be like, hey, maybe we can try to fix so-and-so since we have access to the mind key, and we can see, like, we could see how to fix the broken mind of the so-and-so. And they never think about that. They go months visiting her at the psych ward just to talk to her about, like, their day. They use her as, like, a diary or a therapist where they just talk to her about their problems, and she's in a comatose vegetative state and can't respond and just has to sit there and listen to them this entire time. And like, they never think about this. They have this head key. They have this head key for like months. For months. And they never think about, I'm going crazy. I'm freaking like, are you kidding me? You visit this woman weekly and you're subjecting her to like, you're not even, like, she's the only other friend left of your dad's friend sort of thing. Like, you'd never think to like, try to fix her or help her for the sake of her being your dad's friend sort of thing. Like, and then right when they need her, they're just like, oh wait, I have an idea. Why don't we go into her brain and try to see if we can find a memory of her knowing where something is? Like, let's go into her brain and find a memory instead of like, and that's something that they could have done earlier too. Like, let's go into her brain and try to find her memories or something like that. You know, like, let's go into the memories of people and try to find more information. They're not. They're like, they're constantly like, I don't know things or how things work, but they're not assertive. They don't have the initiative, or they're not assertive about finding information, and they're just like, we'll deal with it when we need to deal with it. If it were me, I'd be like freaking mad trying to research everything about these magical keys, trying to find out information and stuff like that. Instead, they're just like, these keys are pretty cool. We don't know much, but listen. Plot twist, Akiko ends the world. Gotta head to work. Okay. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much, Tiny. I hope you have a good day at work. But yeah, no, the show's been kind of driving me up the wall a little bit. And another thing that really frustrates me, so a scene that I just recently saw is like, they found a new key, which apparently was a very important key that could have helped them in defeating the bad guy. And everybody's asking like, what key is this? I've never seen this key. And the one person that like, they asked one person and they lied. They straight up lied. They're like, I've never seen this key before. Right? But they lied. They knew what the key was. And instead was just like, I'm gonna try to defeat the bad guy all by myself because it's my duty as a keeper of the keys. It's my duty, you know. I'm just gonna go by myself. Even though I'm probably outnumbered and, you know, backup would be really great to make this plan actually work to fruition. And even though this key is very vital and important and could probably help and solve all of our issues, instead I'm gonna go and approach the bad guy all by myself and see if I can do it all by myself and risk giving them the key that they would need, and so that you guys won't have this very important key that could probably help you guys. If they had this key, if the good guys had this key, they straight up could have definitely like had fixed all of their issues immediately. For real, for real. Everything would have been solved if they had this key. But no. That would be too convenient if they were smart. So they gotta be dumb and lose the key. They gotta lose the key that's very important and good for them to have. They gotta lose it. Please, the good guys can't have useful keys. They can't have useful keys. They gotta continue being dumb for the sake of the story. Because you gotta watch continually more episodes of the bad guy just constantly having good, convenient keys. And the good guys just being like, why don't we keep giving the bad guys more and more advantages by giving them keys? Why don't we just keep giving them the keys that they need? That's the only thing that the good guys are good for right now. Giving the bad guys the keys that they need. From episode 1, from day 1, the first thing they did was give the bad guy a key that they needed to escape. And then they give him the key to control armies of like superpowers and everything. And then they give him the key that could restrain people and just detain people. Yeah, let's just keep giving him keys. Sounds like a great idea. Sounds like a great idea. Let's just keep giving him keys. Good job, good job. Because, you know, it's not like he can... Because the stipulation, right, is that the bad guy can't take keys when they're held by the descendants of the keymakers, okay? They can't. They just can't. They can't touch them. They can't forcibly grab it from them. They have to be given it. They have to be given it. So the fact that they keep giving these keys to the bad guys, oh my god. Like, seriously, just keep all of the keys with the people that these guys can't take the keys from? Like, for real? For real? You guys should be... Like, the whole Keeper of the Keys thing, dumb. Dumb. I understand you're like Keeper of the Keys. You're your self-proclaimed children's club that you did when you were young, but also at the same time, finding out the information that the bad guy can't take keys from descendants of the keymakers. I think the safest place for the keys would be with the keymakers, but at the same time, it's not even that safe because the descendants of the keymakers are dumb as well. They're super dumb. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on this long tangent about this show. I love the show. I love the premise and the idea of these magical keys. I just can't stand this bad story writing, and it's not even for like logical means. It's not even for logical means. It's for them to. It's just. It's bad story writing because it would be too convenient if they were logical and smart. They have to be dumb for the sake of the story, and it hurts. It hurts me. Which is very unfortunate because I like the premise. I just wish the writing was a lot better. I'm sorry. Are they making more than 3 seasons? I'm on season 2 right now, I think. I think I'm on season 2. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep watching it though. Just so that I can see what happens. But it's very frustrating to watch. I do like the show. But I also don't like the show. It's a love-hate relationship, I think. I think it's a love-hate relationship. Oops, there you go. I'm sorry for subjecting you guys to my tangent about this show that I'm watching on Netflix. We'll go ahead and we'll raid someone making ice cream art because that's pretty cute. Their art is pretty cute. I'll go ahead and go get ready for my weekly meeting this week. I think we've pretty much talked about everything. Everything that's new, everything, the whole month schedule and everything like that. And we did talk about our daily dose of food. As per usual, we talked about food. Every stream, can't seem to escape from talking about food. You're at work? I hope you have a good day at work, Kishore. Yeah. I'm gonna go get ready for the weekly meeting. But it's a pleasure to have you guys here. It's always a pleasure to have you guys around. GG. Yeah, you will. You're full and ready to go. That's good. It's good. Have a good day at work, and thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. Goodbye!